Hey everyone, hope you guys are all doing well. So lately, I've been getting tons of messages and comments asking for a guide video. Full transparency though, I've never made one before, so this is all new to me. Hopefully it lives up to your expectations. Anyways, let's get straight into it. This video is mainly going to cover my settings, how I've set up my HUD, and a general walkthrough of the lobby and UI. I'll go through everything I've got enabled or disabled and explain why I've set it up that way. Before we dive in, just a heads up, I play with a 6-finger claw setup, so if you're on thumbs or 4-finger claw, copying my layout might feel weird or overwhelming at first. Now, I play with aim assist on, and honestly, you'd be crazy not to. It's insanely strong on Delta Force Mobile. With that said, it's so strong that sometimes it can mess you up. Like if there's a bot or a down player near your actual target, aim assist might lock onto them instead. That's definitely something to keep in mind. Now, moving on, I have a feeling that a lot of you guys might not understand what auto scope magnification is and whether or not you should have it turned on. But basically, what it does is if you're playing on a high FOV, this setting increases how much low zoom scopes like red dots and 2x's actually zoom in. And now if you're playing on a low FOV, it doesn't zoom in as much to keep things consistent since low FOVs are already quite zoomed in. So, in my opinion, if your FOV is above 90, I recommend turning it on. But if you prefer fixed predictable zoom levels, leave it off. Alright, now, I've got almost all the firing mode settings turned off because I play with 6 fingers. I've got a finger for every input I need. Hip fire, ADS, shooting, or manual. For example, if I want to hip fire, I just tap the fire button. If I want to ADS and shoot, I just press aim first then fire. Having it auto ADS when I tap shoot would just throw me off. But if you're using fewer fingers, having a combined ADS plus fire button might actually help. Same deal for snipers and shotguns, I just tap to shoot. I use hold to ADS since I've got a finger dedicated to aiming, but if you're on 3 or 4 finger claw, you might struggle to juggle movement, aiming, and shooting all at once. In that case, press or hybrid might work a bit better for you. Press basically means tap to aim and tap to stop aiming, hold means you aim only while holding the button, and hybrid means you can either tap to toggle or hold to temporarily aim. If you're using press ADS, I recommend turning on ADS interrupted upon reload. This way after taking a shot, you can tap reload and reposition immediately without having to manually drop out of ADS. I keep sprint interrupts healing turned on so I can cancel healing instantly just by pushing the joystick forwards. I also have reload interrupt set to fire. This one's a lifesaver for me. I tend to spam buttons and I used to cancel my reloads accidentally. Setting it this way stops that from happening unless I actively shoot. And if you're using snipers or marksman rifles, definitely turn on auto hold breath when aiming. It's one less thing to worry about. For the gadgets, I just leave everything on default. It just works for me and I'm used to it now. Alrighty, basic controls. This is where you can enable lean peak and gyroscope. And having lean peak on is a must in my opinion. It lets you hold angles without fully having to expose yourself. And I use press to lean, so that I can spam peek left and right fluidly. Again, I have another finger dedicated to lean peeking, which makes it a lot easier for me. But lean peek auto ADS basically means when you lean, it'll automatically ADS down your sights for you. And ADS lean peaks means when you push the ADS button, the game analyzes your surroundings and leans for you automatically. And if you're wondering which one to use, I'd say start with press to lean and experiment from there on. Now, a question I get asked all the time is, should I use gyro? The short answer is yes, give it a shot. It adds an extra input without needing another finger. I don't use full gyro though. I mainly rely on touch, but gyro is like the icing on the cake for me. I use it for fine tuning my aim, small movements, strafe tracking, and tightening my spray. At close range, I rely more on touch, especially for flicks and recoil, but when it comes to smoothing out those micro adjustments, gyro helps a ton. Camera turning. This one's pretty straightforward. If you want to be able to tap a button, like the fire button, and still look around while doing it, you'll need to turn camera turning on for that specific button. I personally leave it off for most buttons, just preference. Sadly, you can't disable camera turning for gadgets yet though. Moving on, I have running interrupts crouch and prone enabled. That way I can cancel those animations just by sprinting. Silent mode is also set to a button, same as toggle, so it works just like Arena Breakout's one did. I don't play any warfare modes, so I have all my warfare settings turned off, and sensitivity transitions is set to instant because I want it to snap right to my preferred sensitivities with no delay. Now, Delta's mantling system can be frustrating, and because there are already so many buttons to manage, I just combined my mantle button with my jump button. So when I tap jump near a ledge or climbable object, it just mantles automatically. Clean and simple. Alright, next up is my HUD. Now, just a heads up, this is a 6-finger claw HUD that I've built and refined over years of playing mobile shooters, so it's 100% tailored to me. If you play with thumbs or even 4 fingers, it might feel a bit overwhelming or straight up uncomfortable. But for those of you who are curious or just want to try it out for yourselves, here's the HUD code. Use it as a base if you want, but don't expect it to magically work for your playstyle right away. Like I always say on stream, your HUD should fit you, not the other way around. Alright, let's talk sensitivities. I'll be honest with you guys, I've struggled a lot to find sensitivities I'm happy with. Even now, I'm not completely sold on my current sensitivity. The hardest part is finding that sweet spot where you can flick fast but still stay accurate at range. That's actually a big reason why I use gyroscope. It lets me run a fairly high touch sensitivity, so I can do fast 180 flicks and quick target swaps, but I still have the control to land long range shots. If you're also struggling with your sensitivities, just know it's normal, but you have to spend the time in firing range and hot zones. Don't expect to magically find the one right away. It's all about testing, tweaking, and gradually dialing it in. Personally, I've had better results adjusting my global sensitivity instead of messing around with each individual scope. Though, I have tweaked the ones I used most, like the red dot, and if you tune into my streams, you already know I run the O-Sight red dot pretty much religiously. Alright, moving on to the gameplay sections and settings. This part's pretty straightforward. Let's start with pickups. These control what happens when you quick loot something. You can set it so high value or favorited items automatically go into your safe box, or even set a value threshold if you only want the expensive stuff to go in there. There's also an option to auto close your backpack when under attack, which can help to avoid panic when you're looting mid-fight. And now, as for medicine smart recommendation, I personally turn that off. I find it easier just to pick my meds manually, but if you prefer having it on, you can set it to only suggest meds above a certain HP threshold. You can also adjust the delay for how long it takes the med wheel to pop up when you hold it down. Most of the other settings in this section just count on a personal preference, and the Warfare minimap setting just changes the zoom levels depending on what vehicle you're in or if you're on foot, so if you don't play Warfare you can just ignore that. Now, under the communication tab, you can customize your quick messages and adjust your marker transparency, which can be super helpful if you've ever had friendly markers block your view during a fight. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't seem to affect downed teammate markers yet. And for those of you who are curious what graphics I play on, here you go. Oh, and since I get access a lot, I also play on a 10.9 inch 2024 iPad Pro with the M4 chip, so super smooth performance and zero complaints. So, let's talk Mandelbricks, because I know a lot of people are still confused about what they are and how they work. In short, Mandelbricks are amazing, especially for the free-to-play players, because they give you a way to earn premium skins without spending real money. There are two main ways to get them, Warfare and Operations. Now, in Warfare, if you finish in the top 25%, you'll have a chance to get a Mandelbrick. It's not guaranteed every time, but that probably builds up the more you play. And once you hit the cap, you'll get one for sure. With that said, you can only earn 2 Mandelbricks per week from Warfare, with it being capped to just 1 on the first day of the week. Now in Operations, that's where you really rack them up. I've personally gotten over 100 Mandelbricks in just 600 games. Now, to successfully get Mandelbricks from the Operations mode, you first need to get into a match that has a Mandelbrick, and trust me, you'll know when that happens. Then you'll need to take that Mandelbrick to one of the decoding stations in that same raid to decode it, and once you successfully decoded it, it goes straight into your storage, there's no need to extract. But be warned, people love camping them. One other thing, if you're the person who starts the decoding process for the Mandelbrick, you won't need to get a copy, but your teammates will need to get a copy at some point in time in the last remaining minute. And from there, you've got two options, sell it for tickets, which you can use to buy skins, or open it for a chance at one of the exclusive Mandelbrick skins. To check how many you've got, just go to the Collect tab next to the market, then tap on Mandelbrick that's on the left side of your screen. But to open the Mandelbricks, you will need Mandelbrick keys, and you can get those by playing Warfare each week, or by using Technic alloys in the Operations shop. Alright, to wrap things up, here's a bunch of quick fire tips and tricks that you may or may not know. There's no particular order, just useful stuff I've picked up along the way. Found a keycard, I'm not sure where it goes. Tap on it, then tap use that, and it will show you the area that it's used in. But you can only do this when you're in the lobby. Got an item that can't be sold on the player market? Don't just sell it to the contact right away. Some of these items are used to craft red armor, red ammo, and other high tier gear. So if you're unsure what the item's used for, tap on the item then hit usage to see what it's used for. To unlock the intermediate armor repair, you need to upgrade your firing range to level 2, which requires you to hit player level 26 first. For some free rewards, tap repair, then tap the little no signal icon at the bottom left until it says connection was successful, at which point it will send you some rewards to your mail. But keep in mind, there is a limit to this. You can create and save custom loadouts and even re-equip your previous loadout. Make sure you check the exchange items often, as you can sometimes craft gold armor or gold ammo super cheap. Like right now, drip coffee is only 200k and crafting gold ammo is crazy profitable. And don't forget to check your T&E lab daily. You can often save big on keycards and gear just by checking it. When carrying a Mandelbrick, there will be 3 stars on the left side of your screen. The more stars there are, the closer the enemies will be. 1 star meaning that the enemies are nearby, and 3 stars meaning that their enemies extremely close. Well, that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you picked up something useful, and if I missed anything or you guys got any questions, be sure to let me know in the comments. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.